What do you like to do outside of work? Hi, my name is Nancy Matherly from Desert Haven Enterprises, and today we're going to talk about the interview question, tell me about your hobbies or activities outside of work. You won't hear this question in every interview. If you are asked this question, it's a good sign because that means that the interviewer is just trying to get to know you a little bit better and see if you're going to fit in the culture of this organization. If you have hobbies or activities that are directly aligned with the operation that you're applying to, then you should definitely say those things, like if you're applying to an animal rescue and you have experience with animals, volunteering, or have a lot of animals at your house, things like that. So that would match up perfectly. Most people don't have that, and that's okay because the interview is just trying to get to know you. This interview question can sound a little bit different sometimes. They might ask you about outside activities. They don't necessarily mean outdoors, although it could be, but they mean outside of work. What kind of hobbies, what kind of things do you like to do outside of work? They want to make sure that you are a well-rounded person that like to do things besides work. We all do. There's lots of different ways that an employer might ask you this same question, and I'm going to read you a list. Could be, what are your interests in life? How do you spend your leisure time? What do you enjoy doing in your spare time? What are the activities you enjoy the most outside of work? What do you like to do outside of work? How do you spend your free time? What do you like to do for fun? What hobbies do you have? What are you interested in outside of work? What interests you and what hobbies would you like to have more time for? So as you can see, it comes out different ways. And again, you should be proud of yourself if they've asked you this question, because it means they want to get to know you a little bit better. That you have the skills and you might seem okay for the job, but they're just trying to get to know you to see if you're going to fit in with the company and you're going to be someone that they enjoy working with. There is no one right answer to this because you are individual, you are unique, and you have your own hobbies that you like to do. Everyone sleeps and watches TV and does housework. That's not the kind of things that they want to hear. There's 4 types of answers to this question. Things that make you interesting, things that make you healthy, things that make you ambitious, and overall just a good human. A good person. Interesting hobbies can be anything unique about you that you like to do. It doesn't have to do with the job that you're applying for, but like I said before, it helps if it does. But it can be anything that's unique and different that you like to do. It doesn't have to be something you do every day. It can be something that you only get to do once a month or a couple times a year. But something unique, something that's going to be maybe make you stand out amongst the other people that they're interviewing. It's okay in that question too. Tell them what you like to do and then ask them what do they like to do on their time off of work, right? Because this is a conversation that you're having with the employer, and you want to be interested in them as well. If you have some healthy hobbies, those are good to mention. Going to the gym, running, exercising, doing Zumba from home right now, healthy cooking. Those are all some healthy things that you can talk about that make you seem like a very healthy person that wouldn't be calling out sick all the time, right? Healthy is a good thing, and talk about your healthy habits if you have any, right? It's good to say a hobby or an activity that makes you seem ambitious. Maybe you're taking classes outside of work. Maybe you're doing an online class or going to the college or just watching YouTube videos, learning how to do something new. This shows the interviewer that you're always looking to improve yourself, and that's a very good trait to have. If you volunteer anywhere, this is a good time to mention that, even if it doesn't have anything to do with the job that you're doing. It just shows that you're a good human. If you like to read, It doesn't matter if it's fiction or nonfiction, if it's educational books or just for fun. Reading is good for you, and it's a good thing to say that you like to do if that's something that you really like to do. I found a list of examples online of hobbies and interests that I'm going to read to you right now. If you play sports, it shows you're a good team player, and playing on a sports team outside of work is healthy, and it shows you're a good team player. Arts, painting, drawing, photography, sculpture, cross stitch, anything shows that you're a creative person and that your mind is creative in that way. Writing a blog or any kind of online contributions, if you make YouTube videos or post interesting things for people to read online, that's a good thing to mention. Volunteering and community work, I know I mentioned that before. Be ready to talk about what it is that you do at this volunteer site, or what kind of community, how you're giving back to the community. Techie hobbies are usually good. Learning to code, like I said, YouTube videos, making the YouTube videos, that shows that you know how to use technology. And even if you don't know already what kind of technology they use at this employer, it's good to have technological skills. Music, if you play an instrument or like to listen to music, playing is good. If you write, produce, record your own music, that's a great skill to have. Simply listening to music, not as much. I mean, you should be able to do something else while you listen to music, if you know what I mean. Reading, like I was talking about, shows intelligence, focus, and concentration. And make sure you talk about what it is you like to read. Maybe they like to read that kind of stuff too, and that opens up the lines of communication, and you almost become friends with the interviewer because you have common things in common. Do-it-yourself projects around the house shows that you're handy and know how to use a drill. Plumbing, electrical, fixing furniture, building furniture, things like that, kind of projects around the house. Puzzles and crosswords are a good hobby to have because they develop your critical thinking skills, and it shows that you're a good problem solver. Learning a language is another excellent choice to use if you're learning how to speak Spanish or sign language or French. Talk about that in your job, because being bilingual is definitely a plus for any organization. Social hobbies like teaching shows that you have good communication skills if you're teaching kids to read or teaching in a sports team like a coach. It's a good skill to have. Traveling and outdoor activities shows that you're open and a well-rounded individual, that you like to see other things besides the inside of your own house. Don't we all? Caring for animals or children demonstrates that you're thoughtful, kind, and a considerate individual. Also shows that you're organized and that you know how to take care of something. So that's a great list of examples for hobbies and interests. This website, it goes over everything again. Lying, don't make up stuff. They'll know. Don't make things up. Being able to talk about it. Don't mention unprofessional hobbies like drinking, drugs. Don't mention politics necessarily. You never know how everyone else in the room is going to feel about that sort of thing. Drinking, gambling, things like that you don't necessarily want to mention. You can live your own life, but keep it to the good stuff for the employer. There is no right answer to this question, but you also don't want to make something up. You don't want to tell them that you love pets even if you don't love pets, just because you think they might be impressed by that. That's not going to serve you in the long run. You want to be able to talk about your hobby a little bit, say a couple sentences of why it's important to you or why you enjoy it. And if you're making something up, that's not going to work. You're not going to be able to pass it off like you really love dogs when you don't. That you're learning and growing and active in a specific activity. You don't want to mention too many hobbies. You don't want to make this long list, like read off the list I just gave you about all the different things you like to do. It might seem like you're too busy for work, maybe. You want to make sure that it's just a hobby, that it's something that you do when you have spare time. Even though we all sleep and watch TV and play video games, sometimes we like to drink and party on the weekends. Those aren't the best answers for your job interview question. Now, video games can be if they keep your mind fresh, if they are educational in any way, but there's probably other things in your life that you could mention that maybe you don't do as much of, and that's okay. We're not talking about how much time you spend on these particular activities. We're talking about how this activity is going to be impressive to the job interviewer and make you unique and stand out amongst all of the other employees that are trying to get a job at this location. Your answer should be 2 parts: what it is that you like to do, and then why you like to do it. Why is it good for you? Why do you like it? Why is it healthy? Why do you think it's important to do this particular activity outside of work? So you just want to back it up, just like all the other questions in a job interview. You give the answer, and then you give the why answer. Why do I answer this way? Why did I say that? Because you want to show them that you truly are interested in this activity. One more time, 4 things to choose from: interesting, unique hobbies, healthy hobbies and activities, ambitious hobbies and activities that show that you're always learning and improving yourself, and things that make you a good human, like volunteering, reading, stuff like that. If you have any questions, contact me anytime, and I will gladly help you decide what you should say in this question in a job interview. Tell me in the comments if you have something interesting that you do outside of work. What do you like to do outside of work? Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.